and tidy edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello. Okay, I forgot to test the microphone. Can you guys hear me? I turned it on right the last second, and then I forgot to check. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. How's it going? Hi, Nadikwe. Hi, Danny. Hi, Elena. Hi, Aisha, Sydney, Margaret. Cool. Thanks, Elena. I appreciate it. Just want to make sure. I, this morning at like 10 a.m., which was an hour ago, realized that I could probably utilize this fleece better by making like actual kid-sized things with the kids' fleece. Not making these things that are so much more work. We could get a few more, but I wanted to get your guys' feedback on it. So I was scurrying around gathering patterns and some stuff. So you're trying to decide you want to upgrade your sewing machine to something with more throat space. Oh, yeah, you're doing a lot of quilting lately. That makes sense. That makes sense. I know home machines have some of them just have like the smallest amount. And I don't realize how big mine is. It could just seem so normal until like I remember a friend was looking at Juki's, and she told me the throat space, and I was like, or I asked her, well, how much space is to the right of your needle? And when she told me, I was like, you need a lot more than that. So, oh, exactly, Elena. I know. I don't understand that. Like, they just think we sew edges. Hi, Sue. How's it going? So we made this last streaming week. We made this really nice fleece. It's a little dark, sorry. And we spent some time, you know, working on this whole zip, you know, structure. The rest of it was very fast, right? We did this in one stream because we kind of dug into it, and the rest of it was pretty quick. We just did some binding on the edges and stuff. What happened? Trying to decide if I'm going to smash mine up. Notched lapel collar. I've sewn that in 2 garments, Carolyn PJ top and the Rita shirt dress. So I don't know if that will help you at all. I don't know how instructive I was, especially in the Rita. I feel like I was though. So I don't know if that helps. Those are both notched collars. Same with the Auburn blazer, but it's a blazer, so it's got the lining. So it's a little different. Yeah. I've done the Carolyn pajama top a few times. This year was the most recent. Wait, was that this year or last year? Wow. What a time warp. That was this year. That was this year. Yeah. Hi, Diane. How's it going? And I know I was probably instructive, and I did piping. So, okay, so here's the thing. Today I wanted to sew, well, I wanted to cut, and you know, I have a few things going on here, so bear with me, and I need your input, all right? 5 inches is really small. That's like the width of your hand. That's a pocket. A pocket is 5 inches. I feel like I learned from doing the tropical shirt this summer to do 2 in 1 week. Or no, it was the cargo shorts. That's just a lot, right? But if I simplify what we're gonna sew, I can get it done. And I will sew some of this just off camera just because it's a really great project. And just so you know, a viewer donated money in order for us to make these things. And all these garments are gonna benefit the Pine Ridge Reservation through First Families Now. And I got a really nice comment on the last video this morning thanking us for that, because they lost family members on their own reservation last winter, 9 of them. So maybe this will help a little bit. I don't know. So let's see. So here is what I was thinking originally, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but I can't find my pattern cover. But I was gonna make the. Let me see if I can just pull up my. We'll do this and this. So this was what I was planning on doing today, was the Wardrobe by Me women's version of kind of what we did last time. But I was thinking about doing this middle one, View B, and you can see my mouse, right? This one right here, without the stripe down the sleeve. But you know what? I'm not even sure I want to do that. I have a zipper, but maybe we could do something simpler for the women. But let's do this for the women. Let's just do that for the women, because we have a zipper, and it'll be good to do a simpler version of this, right? Let's find something that is a little more approachable than this whole like endeavor that I forced you guys to go through. As far as the kids version, my idea was to just make the smallest size of the one I just showed you on the screen. And it's not that small, so it wasn't very kid appropriate. So I dug out this pattern here. This is the 5 out of 4 patterns kids Hyde sweatshirt. It comes in a ton of sizes, not just the toddler and baby on the front here. But I was thinking about just making it a pullover. I know Shem's going to be like, no, I want a full zip, but I don't have a separating zipper. I don't think I have a separating zipper the right length to match. But let's see, is there a picture? So here's, I don't know why their patterns are so funny. This drawing is so weird. But of just doing a pullover version of this with no zipper, hood and kangaroo pocket maybe, or we could just do like a sweatshirt, like a crew sweatshirt, and I could do pajama bottoms too, but I don't have the right pattern size. So there's a lot of things going on here. I brought the green back out because we had leftover, so maybe we could even make some kids in the leftover of the green. So I think what I'm thinking right now is no matter what, I'm going to be able to get a bunch of kids things out. Maybe I'll make some simple sweatshirts and maybe some like pull-on bottoms, because those would be pretty cozy. But what would you like to see sewn? Yeah, right, Danny, exactly. Yeah. Some kids, though, they really hate pullovers. Like, they really hate things going over their head. I don't like things. I don't like anything like right here. Like, I take sweatshirts and I go, cut. So, yeah, but zippers are a little cold as well. You know, they can be really cold. So a cozy little sweatshirt to throw on, I think it would be nice. Anything. Yeah, so like yeah, right, Danny, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking like the size I have printed out in this sweatshirt is a size 8, kids 8. So how about this? How about this? Let's cut the women's out as planned with the zip, and we're going to do a simpler version of this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can do simple. I promise I can do simple. I got to think about it though. I really make things hard on myself. Not hard. I just make things like, I take everything as an opportunity to see how far I can take it. And I don't need to do that. Nobody needs to do that, right? our goal here is to provide some warm clothes. So let's focus on that. But we can do a women's version of a zip pullover like this, right? And then we'll cut out a kid's pullover hoodie sweatshirt type of thing. And we'll at least sew those. And then I think I'm just going to chip away, cutting out a few more of these things and then just sewing them up when I have a moment. So maybe I'll just do some live streams on a Friday or something, and we can hang out and I can keep working on these because I think that they're great. And I think I can get, that's so much fleece. It's so, I really need to just move it just because look how much space it is. So, all right, how does that sound, you guys? Does that sound pretty workable? So this white zipper goes with this. But they're not separating. I don't know, Kathleen. I can do kids. I know, I don't know. I mean, it's one of my problems that I work on is that I tend to complicate things. It's not a good thing, you know? Thanks, Ray. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, so I've got the patterns all printed out and we'll just start cutting. I even got my book out. I think someone just the other day asked me, how do you know what size the opening needs to be on things for a pullover? And when I'm trying to manage like a lot of different things at once, like I was trying to pull patterns, to think about strategy, the numbers were kind of flying out of my head. So I went and got my book because I rely on this little thing. It's a little, like a cheat sheet book. Very antiquated images in there. Look at these kids. This is what they thought kids wore. What size is this? Older girls and boys. Look at those chinos. But what this does is, it's not that it tells you like stylistically what to do. It tells you things practically. So this will tell me how wide does my neck need to be and what is the drop. So I don't know, Ray. I think it's definitely something I've learned a lot about in the last few years, is how to simplify things, or trying to. The Guild has been a really good example of that, I think, because I tend to make things and it's like just too much to consume, too much information. You really got to be like, I would like a university experience of sewing. All right, let's pull these aside. So I'll have to adjust my thumbnail too. So this was the smallest size of this wardrobe by me. Oh, this is size 2. All right, my bad. I thought this was the size 0. But it's the size 2. So we're going to keep this together. And put that there. So here's the pattern pieces I pulled out for this sweatshirt. And I have the size 8 printed. I think that's a great kid size. But I have the long sleeve. I pulled the kangaroo pocket. The hood, which I don't think is the best drafted hood, but we'll stick with it. I think it's every single photo you see on their website of the hood does this, except for that one. Oh, this one doesn't have a hood. This is a collar. See, there's the collar. So you see how it balloons out from the face like this? The issue with this hood is that it's not deep enough. There's not enough space in the back of the head, and it's too flared in the front. And so what happens when you wear a hood like that is when you turn your head, the hood stays here and you look at the side of the hood, and that's just not ideal, right? And I'm not sure I'm going to spend time correcting it, but it's just too shallow here and it's too tall here. So if you I could slope it a little bit and maybe make it a little deeper here, and then you don't change your neck at all. Because all of the pictures are like that. It's like this big flare, which doesn't keep you warm, by the way. So, you're not at the computer. Yeah, we all know those hoods. I've told you guys this, when I worked in the outerwear industry, or I worked at a few I didn't work a lot of places, but I worked at a few places. I spent months designing a hood for one of the jackets I did. Because, you know, I got like 9 months to design something like 9 pieces, which is really great. You know, it was probably a little longer than that, actually. I think I had about 9 months or 10 months to design and have samples ready for a show. And then I had 3 months to get my production patterns ready. So that was kind of the timeline. That's generous. It's a very generous timeline. So, all right, we don't need this. We need this. So the only thing I want to check here is my neckline opening to see if it's going to be sufficient. And this one here, there's all these cut lines. This is the other thing about this pattern. I'm not trying to like bash on this pattern, but for me, like this is, see how this sleeve just tapers? And then there's a cut line for each style here. The sleeve should change in circumference for each of these. It shouldn't just keep going like this and get narrower and narrower. Like sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. With kids, you can kind of get away with things though. So we're just gonna do a regular old cuff. We're gonna do it in fleece too. Hoping my fleece is stretchy enough. And we have our pocket. Where's the band? I don't see the waistband. Let's see if it's in here still. I don't have much. Short sleeve cuff. Long sleeve. There's a thumb hole cuff on this, and there's a collar. I don't see the waistband, so we'll just cut that. Oh, you know why? Because they probably don't give you a pattern piece. Knowing 5 out of 4, they just tell you what to cut it. Let's see. Let's see. Cutting measurements. Yep, this is it right here. Yep, I knew it. Man, their things come in so many sizes. You really get a lot of bang for your buck that way. All right, we'll keep this out. But I might make it the same width as the bottom so that it's not binding. I want to check the stretch on this. So, yeah, it's just not very stretchy, so we'll probably make our cuffs bigger. So, all right, so let's just check our we want to make sure the neck opening is big enough. The back right here dips down quite a bit. I'm looking for something, sorry. I'm looking for something to set this on, like a piece of paper. Here we go, this will work. All right, so when you measure your neckline width, you need to draw in your seam allowance. All right, so here's my piece of paper. I cut this out on fleece last time. Look at the edge. Look at how bad it is. It is so wiggly. Look at this. It's wiggly everywhere. This is why last time, remember I said, I'm gonna cut my pattern pieces out. All right, so this one is, it's like 6 3/4 neck width, but the drop is really low. The drop is 1 3/8. That's fine. Bigger is better, but that's just really low. Usually your back neck is a lot shallower. They probably maybe do that for the hood. I'm not sure. Let's check this one here. How are you all? What are you guys working on besides shopping for sewing machines? Here, let's line this up along this edge right here. Put it on a line on the table here. This way I can measure straight across right here. So this one is 7 1/2. The drop is fine. So my neck width, back neck width, 6, 2 1/2 inch front neck drop. All right, we're fine. They're going to be able to get this on and off. I just want to make sure they can get it on and off, you know. Oh, fun, Sydney. Are you excited for it? Looking for some spare paper. We're going to put this on the fold. We need to make a little bit of a center front because this, well, this isn't a big enough piece of paper. Yeah, I want to see. Hi, Nancy. How's it going? It's so great. Oh, that's so exciting. We're gonna have time to work out this morning. I'm trying to fit something in right now while listening. Oh, nice, Anna. We're your podcast. Just looking for a piece of paper here. All right, so we need to take away the width of the zipper that was allowed for here. Honestly, we probably don't, but so let's walk us through it here. So right now we have a 3/8 inch seam allowance, right? Usually when I take like a pullover, just like a pullover sweatshirt and make it into a zip hoodie, I just cut it down the center and it's fine. And that's because this right here, when this folds back, that would give you your space for your zipper, right? So then your zipper, if 3/8 went to the middle of the zipper here, you know, because that's what, you know, this is what we're talking about. That actually works. We don't really need to do anything with it. No, I don't know what's out there. What's in my budget, so everything is fair game. Oh, cool. Nope, domestic. Industrials are just not portable either. And sometimes I think you go between locations, right? I feel that, Sydney. That's how the wedding was for me. And I do feel like I was more in costume than most people at my friend's wedding. But at the same time, Sydney, the way I look at it is I don't really know anybody here, so let's just have fun. Oh, that's true, Elena. My home machine has a knee lift, and I know a lot of home machines now have cutters. All right, let's cut this out. We're gonna have so much fabric, you guys. It's ridiculous, like ridiculous. Curse the buying in whole yards thing. Oh man, the static. Discovery Fabrics was really nice. They commented on that picture of the zipper pullover and they were like, let's collaborate. So maybe that'll happen someday. I'd love to try that stuff. It'll be fine, Sydney. You know what? The thing to do is to try and get the word out that you're going all out, and so that they're like, oh shoot, the person that we don't know very well is upping the game here. Yeah, exactly. Right, Anna? Exactly. For the wedding I did, the way I looked at that was what the bride wanted, right? Like that's what they wanted. So I was like, you know, is it so much to ask? It's not about us, you know, and people use weddings to like, they want to like show off, and I'm like, it's not about us though. All right, we're gonna cut that out. Look at this. We're gonna be able to get this whole thing in less than a yard of fabric. Hi, Giselle. How's it going? Oh yeah, this shirt is. I mean, I like this shirt. I don't wear it very often, but I like it. It's the one I made for the the 100 Acts of Sewing book. All right. We have so much fabric. We may need to do this every year, and we'll just save the fabric for next year. I kind of like that idea. Okay, so we're going for, oh, the static. Can you tell the difference? This one's more vibrant. This one more has like a white sheen of fuzz over it. This is the fold right here. Okay. Just cut this one out. They are the go all in type, but also the life is real and things can, right? Oh, you're making the tea house dress. Nice. Oh, I feel like I failed someone recently. I think that was the tutorial someone messaged me on. They're like, hey, do you have part 2? And I think that was a stream that something happened in the stream, and so the part 2 had to be like, it's not there. Those things, you know, they don't happen often, but they happen, you know. And I was going to look into it for them, and I just didn't get around to it, and I feel terrible because I usually follow through on everything, even if it takes me a bit. I love that dress. I was thinking that that would be a good dress to show people how to make in a larger size, since it doesn't come in the expanded sizing yet. Little known fact, I started in children's wear. I worked in children's wear for a few years. I liked working in children's wear. It's a lot easier to deal with the garment industry in children's wear. Like, you know, all the, like, people think like working in the fashion industry is going to be so glamorous, and it's not. It's cutthroat. And working in children's wear was really fun. It just was really fun. It's just like a great place to start. It's less stress as far as the cutthroat thing is concerned, and and you know, you can't help but, I mean, I'm certain it was definitely stressful. Like, don't get me wrong, it was still like work, but you know, the nature of kids' clothes, you're going to have a little bit of fun. What is that right there? Is that just a fuzz line of dirt? What is that? What is that? You're not worried about being overly dressed. One of the people just handmade a peacock mask, and some are just coming in jeans and a corset. Ah, there we go. Just because I have a corset lying around to wear with their jeans. Hard to get it on the fold when it's so thick. That's a lot of waist right there. This sleeve looks so, the armhole looks so big. Okay. I know, I don't. This stuff's making me a little itchy. All right, can I get my 2 sleeves here? Go up to the selvage there. There's this, like, I think, you know what I think this is the, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. I think it's the green fuzz from the green one. I guess I did once upon a time, Anna. If I'm being honest, I did. This is the cut line for a cuffed sleeve. Yeah, we're doing the brown. Yeah, I take it back. These were all different sizes. That's what's going on here. This would work for a hemmed sleeve, I guess. Like not like keeping it tapered like that. I should be nicer. You know what I realized the other day? I think I was in one of the workshops and I realized it. I don't think I've bought a single pattern this year. Isn't that crazy? I'm trying to think. Have I bought any patterns this year, you guys? Oh, right. Wait. The one I did was the Robert Joseph Sewing patchwork top. That's what I bought. That's what I bought. Okay. I take it back. I've bought one pattern. And I have not sewn it. I'm going to do this so the blade's next to the paper and straighten that up in a second. The most fun shapewear. That's true. Clean up this little edge here. All right, sleeves. This is cute. I think this fleece is kind of cute. All right, so that's our back and our front, and we could probably cut a dozen more. We have so much fleece. So let's do the hood. This will be so cozy. So cozy. Maybe let's talk about some of the changes to this hood. See, I personally think we can add a little bit back here. Let's see if we can get a little paper on this. I'm just gonna alter this hood a tiny bit. I'm gonna eyeball it. Nothing scientific, but it won't be. It's not gonna be catastrophic if it doesn't do exactly what I want, and we'll kind of never know. But they have a hood pattern. 5 out of 4 does, called the Marley. That's kind of a dedicated pattern for a hood, but you can put all kinds of different like animal ears on it. And I made that one, and I made it for my niece. But I could put it on, and I could tell. I was like, yeah, this is too flared. It's this typical thing here. So we're going to take out a tiny bit of this right here. Because basically what, you want to get rid of that little thing. We can just slice it here and overlap it, but we'll just take it off like that. It'll have the same effect. This is the size 8, so really we're going for this line here. Like that. And then we're going to deepen the back of the head here. Like this. A little more room. I've made so many hoods patterns. I like that. I like that. That might be a little high. It could probably be a little lower. Let's look at it without seeing the line. That helps me kind of gauge when I look at it without my markings. I'm going to leave it. Where's my tape? It's not on this. Right. Are you looking for your people, Sydney? Oh, yay for cutting back on. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it intentionally, but, I went into this year telling myself only paid work. That's my motto, only paid work. So if you want me to sew your pattern, you need to pay me. Unless I want to sew it myself, like I'm doing here. I have been doing this for 5 years, and I have sewn so many people's patterns. And it really hasn't gotten me a whole lot, right? But except like building my channel and enjoying it, but it doesn't really, financially hasn't been very impactful. So I'm working on other things that I like kind of better, you know. All right, so we need a cuff, we need a hemband. I'm just kind of looking at my fabric here. I don't have this folded well. I was gonna buy the cosecha pants, but then So Liberated gave me those, so there's that. You do actually have a coworker friend that I could go out with dressed up. We haven't made it happen yet, though. We are usually out with a bigger group, and we're only girls. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have our hood. We're going to put this little guy on the fold, and we only need one. That's the pocket. We need 2 cuffs. However, let's check our sleeve. And it's almost the same width already. So I guess we'll just leave it. It's this brown line too. We gotta make sure we cut the right one. So I've been talking a little bit about this like fitting series I have coming. I really hope you guys like it. My channel is probably going to be devoted to fitting for a while. I'm just going to warn you. If you want me to sew garments though, tell a company to sponsor me. Tell them to, you know, send me a project because, you know, if they have something new out and they want to promote it, they should do a live stream and we can sew it the week they release their pattern, you know. I'm very affordable. So, thanks, Ray. But I've gotten requests for, you know, we've already cut this, for fitting for a while, and I feel like I finally found my way of doing it. All right, so I'm not actually leaving this big blank spot. I'm just looking for my waistband piece here. So, front of us go to length. Wait, what? Length? Oh, the height. People use length, width, and height wrong all the time. So confusing for something so important. All right, so this is a cut to situation. All right, so I have a little thing about when you are doing anything kind of stretchy, like a band around the bottom of a sweatshirt, if your fabric is like super, super stretchy and it doesn't have good return, meaning like you stretch it and it just kind of stays there limp and then it slowly goes back, or, you know, like it's 100% natural fiber. Some of those don't have really great return. Then I would say cut your waistband in 2 pieces. Put a seam on the side. It'll give it a little more structure and hold it in a little better. If you have a fabric that has really great return and but it's not very stretchy at all, then I would cut the piece all as one. You're going to get more stretch. I should say that again. I said that wrong. If it doesn't have a whole lot of stretch, then you should definitely cut the waistband all in one piece, because then you have more fabric to stretch, right? Awesome, Ray. Hi, Eliza, how's it going? Yeah, so like, you know, say this is our waistband, right? We only cut one for the front that's this wide, right? So we can stretch this much, right? Now, if we, and then we have the back, same thing. The back will only stretch this month, but much. But let's say that we cut the whole waistband in one piece. We have a lot more stretch. So it's a lot nicer. If you have a fabric that doesn't have a lot of stretch, cut your waistband in one piece. The cuffs are really hard. There's not a whole lot of stretch with this fabric. And the cuff is so small that it's just really not going to stretch much. It'll be fine. It'll be more like a fancy hem. A fancy hem. All right, so we'll do that. I really want, and we're going to do this. Do this, do this, this, and this. Those are going to be my things there. And then what about our waistband? Terry's making a Vogue pattern with a waistband that has 6 pieces. Is it stretchy though? Wow. Did we already cut the hood? No. We have the hood. So we'll put the waistband, size 8. The back, so 14, 15 and a half plus 14, 29 and a half minus seam allowances from here. So let's take off the seam allowance there. So let's say that's more like 7. Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. It's 28 inches. All right. Oh, yeah, I thought, oh yeah, that was the waistband. Yeah, I remember that. That's a waistband for trousers. Yeah, it was like a Vogue pattern. Oh, Vogue. All right, we're just going to cut the waistband like this, open. I'm not very good at cutting long, narrow things, so I just open out the fabric and cut the whole thing at once. Not on the fold. I'm not that good at that. All right. And we need a piece that's 28 inches long and the height is 5 3/4. So let's get out this ruler here. 5 3/4. I'll go to about right here. And then we're going to do a right angle here. And now we'll measure our 28 right here. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bigger and then check it against my width to make sure that it's going to stretch enough. All right, so here's our waistband. That's right, Sydney? I was just talking about that with someone last night. He asked me a really interesting question. He doesn't know anything about sewing, doesn't know much about what I do. And, oh, he asked me, this is an interesting question. Oh, who's driving? Hey, Terry, how's it going? Julie says drive safely. Oh no, Sydney. Just one night? That's too much anxiety for one night. I hope they're staying longer. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. Whatever I hope for you. I want to hope for you whatever you want. He asked me, what's the easiest thing to sew? I was like, I've never been asked that. I don't really know how to answer that. I thought it was kind of an interesting way to, you know, put it. See, we can do our cuffs, but we can't fit our, just need 2 of these. 1, 2. Oh yeah, we can do this. Oh, I was gonna say, that seems like enough. A short straight line. He wanted to know garments. He said, what's the easiest thing to sew? I can't remember. He started with Saremy. Do you wear skinny jeans and do you wear capris? And I was like, what? And I said, well, not really, but I do wear capris. I love short pants. And then he didn't reply. I was like, why? And he didn't reply because his mic cut out. And then pillowcases are hard to hem, though. I mean, if we're being honest, right? said a dress. I think dresses are really easy. You get a whole outfit for that. You know, I would think some people might even say like a t-shirt, but t-shirts, you know, they're easy if you have the right equipment. There you go. Good point, Elena. Yeah, it was an interesting question. He kind of haired off in another direction, so I got let off the hook. What did Sydney say? What? I can't remember what she said. A coaster. That's not a garment. I mean, like, you could wear one on girls. All right, we just need our hood. I think, no, I was going to say leggings. No. The easiest, yeah, oh yeah, Sydney said pajama bottoms. I think, yeah, I think that if you did drawstring pajama bottoms. Oh, a skirt. Yeah, a skirt. A skirt with a draw cord. Yes, Elena, it was about garments. Because he was asking me something, and I finally was like, I make all my own clothes, and so I'm not sure if I'm being very helpful to you. And then he was like, oh, well, what's the easiest thing to sew? What kind of garment? So that's what I was kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, I think someone said tote bag. A shift dress. A shift dress sounds easy, but how do you finish the neck and the sleeves aren't a very good beginning project. I think skirt, definitely skirt is in there. With grown on sleeves, no buttons, no elastic. How would you finish the neckline? Because yeah, I could see that. I mean, basically like a ghost costume. That would be the easiest thing. That's the easiest no-sew project. All right, here's our hood. All right, so, oh wait, why are there two brown lines here? I wonder if that's a hem. Is this hem allowance? Use the outer cut line for an unlined hood. Oh, shoot, okay. Well, how do you hem this thing? Oh, right, I see, because we tapered it. Yeah. I need to add a little bit for the hem. See, when you slope it like this, it makes the hemming a lot harder because now we can't really turn this back on itself because of that angle, right? Slit front neck, that's hard. Leave it raw. Circle infinity scarf. Oh yeah, that's a good one, Jen. I saw a lot of those in the Sew Expo class list from last year. One of your beginner projects was a circle skirt from a sheet, no seams, elastic waist, as curved trim, but I managed with keeping it narrow. If the whole, like really the skirt hem on a circle skirt is only going to be a little fray, fray in 4 spots, 4 short spots. So, and even still, it would probably be like a ½ inch of fraying. So you could leave that whole thing unhemmed because it's all on the bias. So I'm gonna have to tell him that his question sparked some good conversation. All right, so I winged out my hem here. I just kind of wung it when I winged it. I'm gonna make it better in just a second though. Don't fret. There's no notches on this pattern. None. It's wild, wild west out here. All right, so we're gonna, oh, that actually might work out pretty good. Yeah, we just need a little bit of, you know, we're gonna sew this together. We just need some space for that hemming so it'll lay flat and it won't pull. All right, that's all of our pieces for the kids thing. We still have a lot of fabric. I can probably get a pair of pajama bottoms out of this, and I think that'd be really cute and cozy, right? So I'll print out the size 8 pajama bottoms and set this aside for that, and we'll make those eventually. I mean, the pajama bottoms would be really easy only because we could serge the elastic on turn and top stitch. Bam, done. Problem with that question is easiest for whom? Exactly, it depends on the person's experience. It depends on what machines they own, right? So easiest for whom is not the same as you. Yeah, exactly. I think that's tough to, I'm not a good gauge of that anymore. You're not a knit with a folder view. Yeah, you could. Closet core poofs. Oh, wow. It's a lot of straight lines. Except for the circle. The circle's not a joke, man. Oh man, the static electricity on this fleece. Okay, so let's put these pattern pieces away. We got our little hoodie. This will be cute. Little kangaroo hood or kangaroo pocket. This is a great project if you don't have specific machinery. We're not going to use any elastic, no zippers in this project, no rib trim. You can do this completely on a straight stitch machine, no matter what people are going to say in my comments about it. You can, because you can. Just stretch a little while you sew. Right, Aisha. Yeah, that's. I don't think I would say underwear are easy. I think underwear are the fiddle factor. You got there. Every pattern should not only have a difficulty rating, it should have a fiddle factor rating. You know. Underwear, yes, it's only one pattern piece, potentially 2, maybe 3, but the fiddle factor is up there. What do you guys think about this ice blue? I hope someone likes this. I really hope someone likes this. The pine green, I think, is going to be well received. Yeah, I agree with that, Elena. I struggled too. I still struggle. Live on camera now. You know? You love it? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. I wasn't trying to pick fabrics that were gendered. I just really wanted an array. You know what I mean? Like I wanted like a few different options, and because I was buying the dead stock, you know, it's less. There's less options. And I also had to consider like what will look okay on camera. You know, nothing that's going to make the canvas jumble or be too dark. And I didn't want to do white. Too light's a problem too, right? So it kind of narrows it down for me. As all projects. I love the idea of making a capsule wardrobe, but literally it's a capsule wardrobe that looks good under a camera. How realistic is that? Oh, you did, Sydney? Oh. You started learning by sewing. Oh, stuffed animals are fiddly. They have a fiddle factor. I started with garments too. I think my first thing, I just don't remember what my first thing that I sewed was. I remember a few of the projects that I made in high school. And that notorious plaid crop top that I made, that I misaligned the plaids at the side seam, the one I kept cutting and it was doing a concentric circle and I was just chatting with my friend. That thing got short. That was, and then I said, I meant to do that. All right, so this is the smallest size. And I want to do a larger size for the women's. There we go. We don't want to do the smallest size. This is the kids one I was going to do. Hyde hoodie, kids PJ pants. Okay, let's set these aside. Yep. This, okay. I pinned these or taped these together the other day. Oh, I need to trim away my paper so I don't, yeah, sorry. We don't need these pieces. So what do you guys think? I have a few different sizes printed out. Oh, okay, Elaine, that makes sense. Did huge stuffed animals, like child-sized stuffed animals. That's funny. All right, so let me tell you the sizing on this. You tell me what size to pick, okay? I'm looking for the size chart. Here we go. All right, so I have printed out sizes between 39 inches. Where's the centimeters? 100 centimeters, I think that is. To 46-inch bust or 118 centimeters. So I have the 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 printed out here. What do you guys think as far as size-wise I should do? That would be the most useful. The size 20 literally could be bigger than the guys. 46-inch chest with a 38.5-inch waist, 49-inch hip. 16 is a 42-inch bust, 35-inch hip, 35-inch waist, 45-inch hip. That would be my size right there. $44-inch bust, 47-inch hip, 46-inch bust, 49-inch hip. I kind of, you know, the thing is, bigger is not always better, you know? Like, it doesn't mean, because if it doesn't fit anybody, then it will just be cumbersome, right? Then again, bigger could also be kind of blankety. Well, let's just make the 20. The 20 is this line here, this one, long, long, short. We're gonna mark it on here. Long, long, short. I stapled my pieces so I wouldn't get anything confused. Oh, this is the little half zipper guard, okay. Long, long, short, long. What is this one? Man. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I guess that's that. All right, so it's the largest size. I don't have to mark anything. Good. Let's go for easy, right? All right, so I'm just gonna trim off some of my paper because trimming this on, what is this, the collar? Oh yeah. Trimming this directly onto the fleece will just tear the paper. It's kind of a problem, you know? It's my fold line. Collar. This is a really dropped sleeve. Look at that. Look at that sleeve. Let me get rid of this here. That's so narrow. I question everything. Don't listen to me. I see way too many things to actually be able to gauge something perfectly. I'd need to think about it more. That is so big. All right, so cut here for rib and cropped lengths. No, we're not gonna rib the bottom of this. We're just gonna do A and C. I don't know. Let's see. A, B, C. Oh, let's do. Make the sweater without shoulder bands. I want B, but I don't want to cut the stripe off. So I think I'm gonna do just this right here. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. All right, we have that. One more piece here. Oh, I was talking about my fitting thing. So it's gonna be big, okay? I'm just gonna tell you. My PDF is looking so good. And it's just this first section I'm doing on the back is probably gonna have like 18 videos. It's big, right? So this is my thinking right now. I don't wanna just bombard everybody with 18 videos. So I'm going to release the videos a little bit at a time, but I want the PDF to be ready for that whole section. I'm only one page I'm not done with right now, and I'm sort of thinking that maybe I'll release it and just give an update for the PDF so that I can give some proper attention to it, because I started experimenting and I thought I found a couple of better ways to fit this area. It's like a lower back waist area. So you might see it this end of this week. Let's fingers crossed, because it's gotten so much bigger than I planned. And I'm excited about it because I like thinking about the drafting side of things a lot, and fitting really tickles that for me. Hi Donna, how's it going? This fabric is so dang wide. It's also the end of the bolt. All right. So let's see here. Nope. Sort of knew that would happen. All right, so we have a back and a front that we can get completely across one width. That's incredible. This fabric is so wide. That's why I'm having to cut it off as I go, because it's so big, it doesn't fit on my table. Which is, you know, not the most accurate thing to do, just lopping it off like this, but I don't really have much of a choice. Right? I know. You really can get a lot out of it. It's crazy. I'm trying to cut it straight across best I can. All right. Yes, they're all Polar Tech 200. So yes, they are all as thick. Pretty thick. I'm not squeezing it. And now it's staticky. My daughter would, if she walked in here and saw me working with this, she would walk right back out. Like, my daughter has this thing about static electricity. static electricity runs through her like no one I've ever seen before. I've met people before a long time ago. I've met people that have get more static electricity than others, and my daughter is one of those people. Like she can't even like. There were times where we wouldn't go to certain stores because of the way that the kind of door that they had would just be a nightmare for her. She hates it. Okay. So let's. Hi, Monica. Nice to see you. Yeah, and I don't have a wide cutting table. I have it's 30 inches. I used to, I don't anymore. So yeah, that's why I'm cutting it down into manageable pieces so that we can get it all onto the table. Let's get this on the fold. So let's think about this placket. So I think with this placket, how did she have you do this? I'm trying to remember. I actually recorded the how-to video for this garment, but I don't remember how this one was specified to sew. Pretty sure I didn't do it correctly the first time, and she had to be like, yo, why'd you do it that way? And I didn't realize I hadn't done it the way it was specified. So I did it again. Can't remember. I really like doing projects for Wardrobe by Me. She's very generous, and she's very generous. Happy birthday, Alan. Nice. Okay. We have a placket here, and I'm just going to mark the depth of it right here. I can tell that it's probably, I want to say a 1/4 of an inch. It's a little over a 1/4 of an inch, so we probably don't need this anymore. We just needed to know that, the depth and about how wide, but I'm not sure. I don't remember how this one's sewn. Okay, so we have our front. And our back. Yeah, when she had me re-record it, I think she actually hired me to do it again. And I was like, wait, you do not have to pay me again. But she had me do something else. I can't remember what it was. I don't do the editing for it, so it doesn't stick in my head as well. Woo woo, birthday shout out. Oh man, I'm cutting it really close here. Can we get this, maybe, I knew this was going to happen. Let's see if we can get it further in. And we'll have more. Oh no, I don't want to get it off grain. I'm trying to get it without any torquing. Whew. We are cutting that close. I was worried that was going to happen. I should have cut the back first. The back's always taller. It's a nice big piece right here. We might be able to get maybe a collar? Something. We'll see. All right. Let's do our little center back nip there. One of these days, my recycling bin isn't going to be next to my fabric bin. I used to have a fabric bin, a trash bin, and the recycling bin all next to each other. Not the best plan. All right, we have our back. So we have just 3 pieces left, right? Well, basically we have the collar, but this is the wrong direction. Yeah, we don't need this. Maybe we'll save it for one of the kids. We could put like cuffs in this color on it maybe. All right, we need sleeves. I'm trying to avoid that end because I can tell it was the end of the roll, so it's a little wrinkled. And I don't know if those wrinkles will come out. You see them in there? No guarantees. I don't know if they would over time, so. So if we, don't ever put your sleeves on the fold. I love you, Christina, but come on, man. Killing me here. Okay. That's a big honking sleeve. All right. We have our collar here. We just need one of these. I really don't like cutting sleeves on the fold because of the fleece, so. No, not at all, Sydney. I'm playing the fabric is gigantic, so I'm trying to fit it on my table. Now I'm gonna tape a piece of paper to this and put the whole pattern piece. This is a really big pattern piece. I'm gonna start from this side. It's a longer. A and C, you'd be here, okay. So the that writer's strike, is that pretty much now in agreement? And so the YouTubers that were involved in that will they be able to get back to making their content? I was thinking like Bernadette Banner, right? No. There's fleece in my recycling bin. Oh, there's some. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. That seems like WGA. That's right, that was the WGA. I'm not actually following it. I really don't know much about it. I just know that it affected some people in the YouTube sphere. This sleeve is really big. I made one, the sample I made for her video, you know, she's in Denmark, so I just get to keep the sample. And I actually wear it a lot. My only thing with it is that the waist is really tight. Like it like wants to creep up. So this is gonna be the hemmed version. But it came out really nice, and I like that little sweatshirt. And I made it out of like a quilted fleece, cotton, like a cotton quilted. It was probably cotton poly. It's a nice little pullover. Okay. We only have our collar left. There are no notches. It is a notch-free day. Low fiddle factor. Maybe. Less notches does not mean less fiddle. Usually it means more fiddle. This is another piece that it really should just be on the whole thing because, like I said, I'm not kidding when I say I'm not that great at cutting things that are long and narrow because, I don't know, I'm just not that good at it. I can still save this paper here. What I'm hoping for with fitting, you know, the thing about fitting that this is one of the reasons why I haven't tackled it. It's kind of what I mentioned on Instagram, is that when I'm going through it's been a huge project. I'm going to keep saying that because it really has been big, and partly it's because, like with everything I do, I don't want to leave anything out, right? I don't want to leave anyone out, and I don't want to leave anything out. And so everything I'm doing for the fitting, it'll be applicable to men's, women's, it doesn't matter the gender, it doesn't matter the body type. And it'll also include both directions. So if it's to make it bigger, you know, I'll show that. And if it's to make it smaller, I'll show that. I won't just say do the opposite. Sometimes I might, but usually I won't. And because I feel like there are a lot of folks not served. And usually you're going to see a tutorial for a fitting thing, and it's because the person themselves was probably needing that fit adjustment for someone in their life or themselves. And so then they're like, oh, I'm going to show this on my channel. And then you don't get to see, they're not like setting out to make sure all iterations are included, except with people like Jen Stern. Jen Stern is going to show you like both ways, right? And then, but the other thing is, this is why I haven't done fitting on my channel. Straight up why I haven't done it. When I came to the home sewing world, I was sort of shocked by how fitting was talked about. And I was a little like not comfortable with it because I felt like it was all about identifying the body, you know, like you have a rounded back. You might have a rounded back. Like you really might have a rounded back. There's nothing wrong with that. My problem is going, I have a rounded back, therefore I need a rounded back adjustment on everything. Or looking at a fit adjustment and going, well, I don't have a rounded back, so I know that's not the adjustment I need. But the pattern may need it because the pattern was drafted for a flatter back, right? It has nothing to do with you. It was just the way it was drafted. I'm not notching this because I'm not sure which notch it is. It should be this one, but not quite sure which one it is. Because this would be the narrower neck. Yeah, we're gonna throw caution to the wind, and we're gonna do this furthest forward one. So I also had never seen fitting adjustments named at all. And so, you know, when we would be doing, like, we would have our fit models come in, they would try everything on. We would just kind of go, you know, and everybody we tried it on in this size that's always doing this thing. So let's adjust it for that, you know. And it wasn't like we were like, this one needs a flat back adjustment. I'd never had heard those terms. I'd never heard of full bust adjustment. Never even heard of it. And interestingly, in the back of my like pattern drafting textbook, there is all the adjustments you see people use. They are there. They are there, and they are named things like that. But we never looked at it that way. We just never were taught that way. We just knew how to change the pattern. And the other really interesting thing and why I kind of shied away from it was that I wasn't sure about all this like origami stuff people do. You know, like in the images like I showed, right? They'll cut here, spread apart, cut here, and do this. I get it now. I know why they do this. And I think they do this because they really want it to be undeniable. So if someone who may not have much pattern drafting experience it's kind of like, I want to add hard drive to my computer. I'm not a computer person, but I can tackle this with a good tutorial, right? And the tutorial is going to get you through, right? And I think when you present it with like, cut a perpendicular line this way and an angled line this way to the midpoint of blah, blah, blah. When you say it this way, at least it is a very clear direction and with reference points. So I kind of stuck to that model because that's what everyone's kind of used to. But I'm gonna show you the before and after. Like really, like I knew how to change things without doing any of that kind of stuff. I would be like, unless I didn't want to change a seam line, right? I'm like, you know what, I really need more here, but I don't want to change this raglan seam line because it's fine. I would slice and spread, but I wouldn't do it the way you guys have been taught. And it wasn't that this way is wrong or that way was wrong. It's just, you can put it anywhere, right? You can just slice anywhere in a pattern and spread it apart. It doesn't have to be a perpendicular line. As long as you're measuring correctly, it's fine. And so I think once I kind of was able to sort out that that's what was happening, like a full bust adjustment, I have never in my life had done one of those. And I was like, wait, why do you do all that? You know? And now I realize why, and it's just because then it makes it really clear, you know? So, you know, you appreciate what you're saying, like, yeah. You don't know what the adjustments are called at all, and it causes frustration when, yeah. So that is one thing that's really tough, right? Because I'm trying to look at the issue. I'm trying to make it discoverable so it's helpful, right? So it's like, do I call it a flat back adjustment, or do I say, if you have this? And it's really hard to take a photo that illustrates fit issues. Like taking a photograph that illustrates a rounded back, that's tricky. Oh, and here's the other thing. This is the other subtle thing that I find confusing is, oh, this pattern has a rounded back adjustment. What does that mean? Does that mean that the person, the wearer needs more room, or they needed less room? Like, is it rounding it, or are you countering the rounded? Like, I never knew that either. I'm like, wait, it's a rounded back adjustment. Does that mean that they're trying to get rid of the roundedness because that's what's wrong with it, and that's why they called it a round back adjustment? Or is it that they needed the roundedness and they're calling it that? Like, is the named adjustment reflect what you're doing to the pattern or what you're trying to solve? You know what I mean? So that was another thing, like trying to, and I don't really want to reinvent things because so much of the home sewing world has already, you know, there's a lot of established stuff, and there's no reason for me to show off that I'm clever and rename it, right? So, right, exactly, Eliza. Yeah, and I think that having a photo of that is more important, right? You should be able to put in front wrinkle crotch area, right, and get something. So I don't know if I'll be able to solve those kinds of like discoverability. I'm trying to figure it out. Exactly what Terry said. I just want to know how to remove fabric or add from certain places. Exactly. And so the way I'm going to present the material is more in a clinical way like the home sewing world does, but I'm going to have live streams that show you, look, this is what I mean. Like, I'm telling you, do a perpendicular line here, but let me show you the difference if you don't. Like, this is what happens. Like, you just literally, you're trying to open this up, we're just going to open it up there. It doesn't matter how you draw the line. You just need to get it there. So, yeah, Eliza, exactly. Well, I won't be getting to pants for a bit, but I'll get there. I'll get there. So I'm hoping that between the live streams, and I want most of the content to be short, concise, and thorough, so that you're not sifting through live streams, right? So, but it's just like, you know, how to pinch and how to pull and how to get the desired effect. And I'm also going to keep into consideration, like, is this pattern on the fold and do you want it to remain on the fold? Do this adjustment. If you have a center back seam, the world's your oyster, you can do this. And then the PDF that I'm doing, let me show you a glimpse of it. This is my PDF, so this is it. It's very marked up, right? So it has a brief intro, you know, like how to do some of these things, like a little at-a-glance fit order. I'm going to do all these armhole styles. You see this? Every fit adjustment is going to have a set-in sleeve. It'll show a dart, just in case you have a dart. It doesn't matter if you have one or not. It's going to have a princess seam to shoulder, princess seam to armhole, cut on, and raglan. I got you covered on all of it, right? And then here is what a fitting adjustment will look like. So I'm going to show you tight to loose. There's going to be a synopsis. This is why you need this solution. These are the symptoms, right? Here are the steps. If you have a tight one, this is what you do. If you have loose, this is your princess seam. And then the next page, I have one for a yoke. That's another armhole style, not, you know, like a style I'll do. There's a bonus on this one. And then, you know, in this one, the upper back, right? This is like a circumference issue. This is the circumference section of this little guide. So it always starts with the set in. And then the next ones for it, there's a cut on sleeve right there. Princess seam to armhole. And then we go into whole back. So if it's possible, it's there. If it's not possible, it won't be even there. So, and then I have a shaping section, right? So then you get into shaping. So like there's the photo. See how there's armhole gape right there? What you're going to do about armhole gape. That's only on set in, so there's not very many options for that. Just the princess ones and the yoke. And then, you know, here's the high, so like I called this high back, I got rid of the round flat. So high back, you know, cut on all the armhole styles. So it's been so much work. Thank you for appreciating that, Renee. The whole low back thing, I stopped calling it that. That's one change I made. I'm calling it mid because it's your mid back. It's not your low back. And this will eventually, all these sections of this, like this is the back, right? And then you'll be able to add each section as they come along. Eventually, I'm going to publish this as a book, like an actual book. Still figuring that out, but it will happen. And what else do I want to say? Oh, I gave you a little alligator, like when you need a hinge. See my little alligator? This is looking really good though. Like this is a rough draft right here. One of my 4 rough drafts. But when it's trimmed on the corners, it's going to be like a rainbow, and then you can find your armhole style, right? Set in, and then this page would be cut on and princess seam. So you can find it. So the guide, this guide is organized by fitting issue, whereas the videos are going to be organized by armhole, for just like what Eliza was saying. So how do you search for it? And if you're like, well, I have this issue, it's tight in my raglan, you'll find the raglan, and then all the adjustments for raglan will be there so that you don't have to go to 6 different videos to find all the possibilities for fixing a raglan, because maybe one is, you're like, I don't think that's going to work, but maybe that will. And then that way, it's just all in one spot, rather than going to every fitting issue video and finding the raglan in each one. All the raglans are together. So I'm hoping, and the other thing about this guide is that at first I'm going to sell it on my website, and you better put in your email address because it will be updated. I'm going to listen to you guys. I'm going to be clarifying it. I'm going to be adding stuff to it, and it'll get updated. So it'll have a thing in the description. Make sure you create an account. I think you can still do that on my site. I got rid of all the marketing stuff on my site. So it's bare bones because I just don't really want to mess with all that. And but I think you can still create an account, like the Shopify thing will let you do that, and then you'll get updates, right? So that you can stay updated. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, let's fit some stuff. Oh, I didn't tell you other things. The other thing I'm going to do is tell you the consequences. So like say, you know, when you do this change, what are the consequences? What happens? What other pattern pieces do you need to look at? Because that's another thing I think that you get into trouble with, right? You make a change and you're like, I'm so proud of myself. I made this change. It's fitting really good. You cut it out. You cut out your sleeve. You go to sew it and you're like, why doesn't my sleeve fit to my armhole anymore? And it's because you just didn't think about, oh my gosh, my sleeve. Of course. I made the armhole like 3/4 of an inch smaller in the back. I need the sleeve to fit the armhole. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Oh my gosh, Ray, don't do that. So I'm hoping... Thank you. Celebrate the first super chat from Bright Shiny Ray. Looks as well planned as I would have thought. Can't wait to use it to make. Nice. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it. Just buy this. You could buy this for that when it's there. What is this one? I love it. Is it because you changed your name? So anyway, I'm excited, and this will be free on YouTube. This won't be. But the video series will be free on YouTube, and then this will be for sale on my site, and that's pretty much how I'm going to get paid doing this. So, and I'm going to do all the sections, so it'll be back, neck and shoulders, the front, sleeve. I missed something there. Pants. I missed a section there. And just so you guys know, anything you do to your back, you can do to the front. So I'm trying to keep this really simple. So I'm so excited. Fittopedia. Yeah, Fittopedia. Funnily, this word is not taken. It's been tried to be used in the fitting, in the athletic fit world, but not that. See you, Sydney. Looking forward to your feather progress. So anyway, this is what I've been working on. You're going to see less live streams because I'm really working hard on this, and unless I get sponsored things, and we'll work on this together. We're going to get this. So wait, I can't lose these pages. All my squirrel notes. I have squirrel notes everywhere. It's kind of crazy. So okay, so what do we got done today here? We have our women's here, right? We have our children's. This is gonna, what do you guys think? White or blue for the zipper? This is, I would tell you that this is bluer in person, but really it's really not that much different. So would you go with white? Or would you go with blue? I think the blue looks nice, but, and it would just be the teeth, right? I don't know. Let's look at it like this, if you have one. What's the $1.28? What is that? Hi, Lindsay. How are you feeling? Are you all healthy? I do too, Elena. I think you're right. Oh, and then Julie has to be contrary, though. What if we did the, there's supposed to be a message, the amount was wrong. Oh, it was $11.28. Yeah, because you can't do a round number. You guys think white? How about I'll post a picture. Maybe you guys can kind of gauge better. What do I have? Maybe I have, oh, that's not where my zippers are anymore. Let's see what else I have here. That's my zipper drawer. I mean, oh, look at this. Ooh. What is this? This could work. Oh, that looks way better. I have gray. These are all brass. So this is my only separating. It's dark. That's why I knew I couldn't do a hoodie. Invisible. Yeah, I have a black, a tan, and that dark navy as my separating. Gray. This is one of these. Are these? Why are these over here? I have light gray. No, I think this. Yeah, I think the light blue looks better. Okay, cool. I'm very ginger about my zippers. You know, it's like you look at it wrong and it just explodes in mayhem. These right here, I may have to find a new little. Just look at this. I'm using a magnetic spice thing to hold my clear elastic. It's working great. Okay, these are invisible right here. Invisible right here. Yeah, I think that's my best, or maybe some fun color like that. Ooh, I love that. Very affordable. I got 2 packs of the multi-zipper thing from Waywack. That's what this is, except for a couple of odds and ends that I've bought, right? 2 packs. That's like, what, $5 each, right? And then I got a bunch of brass zippers for jeans. The rest are just weird things I've collected. These are all invisible zips right here. Not that. That's a jean zipper. Goes with you. Invisible. I try and keep things, you know, together. Invisible. You can see, like, I've used some and then it didn't work out too. Don't buy these. These are not locking. They will come undone. That was a mistake. So, yeah. People just give me things, like they'll be like, oh, here, do this project, and then they give me something. I'm like, that's not the right thing. So I have extras. It's just, you know, years and years. This is the drawer you'd like, Terry. This one here. This is I have some really cool stuff in here. Check this out. I covet it. So this right here, you see the shiny side? Ooh, it's very dark. See the shiny side? So this is a weldable zipper. You can make it waterproof, and then when it's closed, see, it's waterproof. And then this one here, this is number 5 coil chain with sliders. Number 3, look at this slider. Look how big this thing is. This is what I usually use. Isn't that crazy? This was probably a sample. And then I have one more really cool style of zipper in here. Let's see, can I get this? Oh, there's a staple across. Oh, this was a sample like that. There's another one, a little smaller. See, what I would do is I would say, hey, what do you have in the way of 5.0 coil? Oh, we don't have, or 4.5. We don't have 4.5. I can only ever get 4.5 from YKK directly, or this factory I used to work at. And so my vendor, this guy, John Howard, he would say, I'll send you samples of what we have, and nothing would come close, because this is what I preferred. I preferred light plastic 4.5 coil zipper, right? And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I can't use these, but I save them because they're interesting. But here's one last thing that's really cool. No. There's a Oh, it's a slider, actually. Oh, shoot, I'm not sure. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this right here, this is 5.0. So, let's see if I can show you. It's so black. Is it like this? I think so. If I can get it on there. Oh yeah. So this puts the slider, why is it so dark? On the non-coil side. See? There's the coil. I'm sorry it's so dark. So this puts the slider on the smooth side. So this is what shows to the world. It's really clean. It looks nice, you know. More drawers, please. Look at these are just little drawers inside drawers. I'll show you. Let's see what else I have here. Those are my 2 zipper drawers. What's next? Here's one of my elastic drawers. Excuse me. So yeah, this is, it doesn't look organized. Elastic's kind of messy, but it is. And then here's my other one. So this is my elastic drawers. So this is a Japanese elastic that I use for a special project. I only have the dark brown and the cream left. It's really pretty and soft. And then these are just left over from factory. There's 3/8 inch elastic on rolls. So it's so dark. Let me bring up the brightness. I don't know if this is interesting, but you know, I'll bring up the brightness. I can also zoom it in. That'll help. I wish. Wait, that is not the camera. I thought I was. There we go. I was like, wait, that's my machine. Can you please, there we go. I couldn't grab, the slider is just so gosh dang tiny. Yeah, so these are 2 3/8 inch rolls of, you know, it comes like on a gross or something. All 3 of those. 1 inch roll. And I have it in gray as well. The thing I'm missing right now is 3/4 inch. I really need some 3/4 inch. I bought this from Hearts. I was all excited about using it, and I still haven't used it, and it was kind of expensive. This is one of my guilt things. Same with this. It's another one of my guilt things. I love this elastic because it looked like a fabric I designed. Like it literally looks exactly like the fabric. So I thought it was fun. These are just pieces, right? So, you know, leftover pieces from things that they're going to be useful, and then more samples. Cording, which is impossible to use. I hate using elastic cord. God. And there's some things ripped off from projects that I'll just save. A lot of this is also cannibalized stuff, like this right here. I got this probably off of something like that we threw away, and I was like, well, let me take the elastic. It might be useful. And then over here is some of the other, you know, this is a 1.5 inch. This was a skirt I made my daughter. It didn't end up working, so I just cut the skirt off and saved the elastic. Maybe I'll need it someday. Fold over little pieces. So it's usually more organized than this. This is kind of organized, but not that great. And then my only 2 drawers left are webbing. So I have 2 devoted to zipper, 2 devoted to elastic, and 2 devoted to webbing and ribbon. And it's the same thing. I have just so much left over from manufacturing that, and samples. So this is it. Wait, what? I bet you know the meaning of the word over here. Wait, what? Tweeting. I know. I saw that, but I didn't know what that, I figured it must be something else. No one wants to be rude. Tooting in America means something probably different than what you're thinking, Julie. Yeah, there you go. It's a cute way. What do you mean childish? These are all just webbings. Like these are all samples, you know, we would ask for. I keep them. They're just useful sometimes. You never know when it'll bail you out. But some of these are just left over from manufacturing, you know. Like I have like pieces, but I just didn't want to throw them away. They're still good. And then here, I even have bins in here. Look at this cute little bin in here. And this is just all webbing. Or maybe like this strap. I was going to put this strap on something. And I didn't. I didn't end up doing it. Here is one sewn and one's not. It means rooting through drawers. That's hilarious. I think we would call this rummaging here. I'm rummaging. These are ribbons. I have this invention. I have this invention that I never acted on. But I ended up getting a bunch of materials to make them because my friends would make me make them for them. And it was called the stuffy tether. And so it was, you know how stuffed animals get sort of out of control for kids? Well, my daughter, she didn't like Barbie. She didn't like toys, dollhouses, none of that stuff. She liked stuffed animals. She really liked them, and that's what we would get her. But she had so many, they were just ridiculous. And so I invented this thing, and it hung from the ceiling kind of like a tether, right? And on it were all these little elastic loops. And you could just like slip a stuffed animal right into the loops, the elastic loops. And you couldn't see the elastic, it was buried in their fur. So it would look like, you know, like a nerd rope? It looked like a rope with stuffed animals all around it hanging from the ceiling. And so I would just use the 3/8 inch elastic. And I got decorative ribbon, and I would put this on the back of the decorative ribbon. So I have a lot of this still. So I should have acted on that because it was just, it worked really good. Just own it, yeah. Yes, exactly, Eliza. I hung them. They were hanged. So, yeah, this one has a lot of samples. This one's kind of messy because I just consolidated my drawers because I got rid of the stuff in the background here. I saw like this one on my website, but it's almost gone. Lots of 1-inch ribbon. This was for another invention I did. It was a little way to hold enamel pins, I think. No, shawl pins. Couldn't remember what it was. Anyway, that's my drawers. Besides this, I have one bin of like decorative ribbons and piping. And then in it are like 3 rolls of this stuff that are just too big to fit in here. And then I have that thing on the wall over there that you've seen multiple times, that thing over there. It's the other side of the room. Let's see, I'm trying to pan. Yeah, that's the way. Oh, it won't let me. I don't think I can push my camera further over. No, wrong way. It's so far away, I can't do it. But I have my like thing on the wall that holds all my hardware and stuff, you know, like all kinds of things. It's like the thing you can do at the hardware store, and it holds all this stuff, and it's got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 drawers like this. And then I have them all labeled. This is a fun one. So that's pretty much all of my notions. I'm going to move my camera so you can see it, because you've seen it and you probably didn't know that's what it is, but let's see if that points it that way. I can't see. This thing right here. No, I went too far. No, this is it right here. This thing is so affordable, and the absolute organizational pleasure it gives you is worth it. It's like $30 for that, you know? So, puts you in the shed. No. No. Wait, dessert? Wait, what are we doing? Well, I think it helps that, you know, when I had the little factory, I really had to make it so that it was easy to find for more than just me, you know. I had less variety of notions to manage than I do now. Now I have more variety because I'm making more variety of things, right? And like now I have things like paintable non-slip stuff. Remember when I did the rugs? Or, you know, just stuff like that. So I have more of an array. And so keeping it, this thing, that little caddy didn't hold findings. I had a lot, but I had the same exact things over and over. Then it held, what the heck? What did it hold? It had something to do with, was it zipper pulls? Oh my God, I can't even remember what it held. It might have been zipper pulls. Oh no, hang tags. It held hang tags. That was one thing we had. We had all my hang tags were printed. So I would have them for each thing we sold. So we didn't have to write it out. So it held hang tags and zipper pulls. The zipper pull, I only needed like the chicken, right? So it's not like I had all these different ones, except unless we did special things like Harry Potter, then we would have special ones made. But yeah, so I've gotten a lot of use off of that. And it's plastic. There's no back to it. It doesn't stand on a table. You have to mount it to the wall. So, you know. All right, what is going on here? Are we going to go through Terry's stuff? Is that what's happening here? Julie's kind of you got to take a boat. You're just booking a flight. Okay, great. You guys are so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I guess my camera moved back over. I thought I moved it back. I probably didn't hit apply. It's just not far enough. Anyway, all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for sewing. Maybe we could, we'll just sew up the kids. We could do the kids tomorrow, maybe? What do you guys want to do? Kids tomorrow or the women's tomorrow? It's all zoomed in and bright now. I'm down for this road trip y'all speak of. Kids? Okay, let's do the kids tomorrow. I think we could cover stitch the hems on the hood. And then after that, it's just a serger vest. So yeah. Okay, Eliza, have a good class tomorrow. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. That was fun. We did all kinds of things. We made it last. So I'll see you guys, and I'll be here Saturday too. We'll be sewing the women's, and I'm going to do a different zipper style than they did on the men's there. So working tomorrow? Okay, no problem. Oh my gosh, if you saw how many peaches I have, Terry, you'd be proud of me. I have a huge thing for my yard. I'm living in peaches. Peach salsa, peach on everything. Everything. Peaches. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.